Hello everyone, this side Monish Kumar from marketingyug.com. Today in this video we'll be comparing and discussing about Google Ads and Facebook Ads. We'll be discussing that how these two ad platforms work and which one is better for us. So Facebook Ads and Google Ads both are established advertising platforms. Both are exclusively used by marketers for the lead generation and digital marketing. The Google, as you know, Google is probably the most renowned, most reliable, most used search engine, and it processes around 3.5 billion queries every day. Google, and this is the aspect which Google uses and gives the privilege to the marketeers, that Google uses these queries which are processed as a search engine and provides the data acquired, and these are mapped to the search intent, and that's how it helps marketeers like us in doing PPC campaigns or display campaigns as well. On the other side, if you talk about Facebook has 1.55 billion monthly active users, which approximately comes out to be 20% of the world populations. And the Facebook uses the user behavior, the user info, their interest and activity to run the ads efficiently. And so hence, if we can see with the points mentioned above, that both, although both are ad platforms, but both work on a different level. How we target the audience through ads on these platforms is quite different. Let's dive deeper into the Google Ads. With Google Ads, the most important thing that there are two kind of ads. First is the PPC one, that is a keyword based ads. The second one is the display ads, which is generally done using banner images based on search queries on Google search engine. This is primarily with the PPC ads. These are based on the search queries, as we discussed, the amount of search queries which is handled by Google on a daily basis. So the PPC ads are run by mapping these with the search queries. Also, generally it has been observed that the cost per click, that's how the at this advertising Google Ads platform work. The cost per click is generally higher for Google Ads in comparison to obviously the other counterpart we have, the Facebook ads, and which also boils down to higher cost per lead in case of Google. The fourth point, that generally the cost per acquisition is on the lower side, which means that there is generally a higher conversion, sales conversion, in case we are running the campaign for a sales motive, sales target. So the conversion generally observed on Google is higher. This can also be understood from the fact that the that in case the search query is more sales oriented, it is pointed, the search intent is sales oriented, then the conversion is very likely. The person is probably down in the funnel and very near the purchase. And the last and the most important point, that with Google Ads, we try to find it finds the customer for our products and services for which we're trying to run the digital marketing. Coming to the Facebook ads, Facebook ads is generally about the visual ads. They use images or videos, or there can be another visual element that can be added to the Facebook ads. And Facebook generally uses, the user info. That is the info which we, when we create the profile, we add our user info. That is one of the important elements. The other elements which are used in ads are, interest, the user interest, the behavior, and the activities which the user does on this Facebook as a social networking platform. So these are the attributes which Facebook uses, and us as a digital marketing marketeer, they provide us this privilege to target our most efficient audience for conversion. Also, with Facebook ads, in comparison to Google ads, which we just discussed, the cost per click is on the lower side. So, which in this case boils down to a lower cost per lead. So, if you just compare, just for this particular point with Google ads and Facebook ads, the here we get the lower cost per lead. On the Google ad, we get a higher cost per lead. So here, Facebook has a bit of an edge. The fourth point, that the CPA, that is the cost per acquisition, is lower on that is on the lower on the Facebook ads, which means that the conversion is on the lower side. So this is a negative, generally observed negative aspect with Facebook ads, that the conversion percentage is lower. Also, to understand the Facebook ad, in a single line, I think it makes the Facebook ads makes the customer find our products and service for which we are trying to run the digital marketing campaigns. Now, to come to the conclusion, both the platforms are very unique and have their own respective merits. In fact, on the right side, if you can see, I have put a small screenshot of Google Trends. It's a worldwide screenshot for the past 5 years, that which has a more strong brand signal in comparison with Google ads and Facebook ads. You can see that initially Facebook ads were more prominent, but eventually, probably from something around 2018, the Google ads have been more prominent. So this is a useful graphical representation. Also, doing Google ads for one of a kind of an or a new product, is generally difficult, because for example, if we come out with a new product, maybe a new machine learning cutting edge tool, but if the audience, if our target audience is not aware of the product, it's a new thing altogether, so it is likely that the search queries, the search intent would be very less. Our customer doesn't even know that he or she needs that kind of a particular product. So in this kind of a case, running Google ads, running particularly PPC ads, textual ads, is difficult, because we won't have many queries to map to keywords. The third one, that the Facebook ads are, these are generally user engagement based, because it's Facebook, as discussed, that it's majorly a social networking platform. So the more engaging content we can put out, even in case of an image, or using a video, or any other carousel, or etc., what kind of eye catchy visual aid we use, it's more engagement based. So I personally recommend that every digital marketing plan should include Google ads and Facebook ads both. And now comes that, on which extent to mix those, or to have a blend of that. That the distribution of the budget between these two options, that the Facebook and the Google ads, this is something which is your product or your industry dependent. And I think it majorly depends on three factors. That is the CPL, that's cost per lead, that you're getting from Google ads and the Facebook ads, the cost per acquisition of your Google ads and Facebook ads respectively, and the ROI. So you need to understand, and you need to make a, maybe a small Excel sheet out of these three matrices from the Google ads and Facebook ads. And if you can acquire these values, I think it will be very easy for you to understand that which platform is giving you a better ROI, and you can be more aggressive in spending your maximum amount of budget in the one which is giving you a better ROI. So I think that is a better solution for you. Thank you. So this was a small presentation from marketingyou.com. Stay tuned for further updates.